welcome to my very hard high score dungeon run. I will be going over the team that I use, but first off, I would like to thank Unstoppable Chaos, Eddie, Zero Gains for all the editing, and all the Free Reezy and all the people who put that dog back in me. Mad love to Soltis for throwing the strats out, as well as Chaos for developing the strat. It's very important for you to do very specific things in order to get very specific results. As you saw, I went through and I collected. I'm first going over to the first mob on the bottom left in order to fill up my unison. The unison fill up is very important and vital to the strat, because if you go into the first top left fight, which is weak to fire, with full unison, your results are a lot better. First things first, you switch over to Sephiroth. You make sure to only be throwing Ruiners with him. That way everybody else can get the kills and they end up getting refunds. They get up a good amount of their limit. It's very important for Cloud to be doing work here so that he is able to get his limit break up, because he's a very pivotal point to be able to nuke Elena. As you see here, Cloud was not able to kill the last mob, but it's okay. It's because I ended up putting a very strong weapon on the back end of Yuffie, and she was able to take out and help with all sorts of damage. You will see later that I have both the fire debuff weapon and the thunder debuff weapon for Yuffie on, and they are both under OB6. So you'll see how vital and pivotal that is to the battle. In the beginning of this fight, it's very important for you to control certain units. I ended up programming the normal programming of the computer on Steam. It gives you the F1, F2, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 keys. Depends on where your slots are for attacking. And I use these to my advantage. So right away with Cloud, I believe I switch over to Yuffie, do the thunder debuff, switch over to Cloud, do the fire move, go over to Sephiroth. He usually does his own thing, and he's gonna do the thunder AoE so the mob gets destroyed, and you keep doing fire, the blazing strike with Cloud, which is very important for you to take out the boss immediately. As you see here, we were able to achieve, I think I get just over a 70k or under 70k. Yeah, just under 70k, which is a very good place to be. For this boss and every single boss after, for the bonus that we get, we always take the score boost. Always score boost. So now we go inside. There's no mobs in this little part of the dungeon. So you go ahead and pick up the key and you leave. And now we're going over to Motor Ball. Motor Bar is very important for you to have the proper ATB usage. Yuffie, we will immediately switch over to her, throw the thunder debuff on the boss, and then go over to Sephiroth and make sure that he does the AoE in order to take care of the mobs. Those mobs load up a very strong attack that does a lot of damage towards you. So it's very important for you to try and nuke them out. I ended up bringing an AoE thunder with Sephiroth instead of bringing the AoE fire. I put the Crimson Fireblade on Cloud on the back end. So as you see, she debuffs him, and I immediately go and start thunder striking with Cloud. I do have a OB10 thunder strike, so that is also a very pivotal part. But as you see, we kill it very early, so there's plenty of room for people to play with here. There's plenty of room. You're able to take down the boss. You might take a little bit of damage to the face, but it should be okay. It's very important. As you see, I get just under the 71k, which kind of neutralizes the other score that was under 70k. So it's fine. You end up going in here, picking up all the items. As always, we're going to be taking the score boost. And there's a very pivotal part on the next actual battle, and I'll start explaining it now. It's very important for you to pull the ATB and have the ATB ready to be able to do moves with every single boss by taking your time with the second mob on the bottom left, right before Elena. So it's very important for you to have the limit ready with Cloud. And even if you're a sliver away, you are going to be doing a fire blow with Cloud. So it's very important for you to have that limit ready. As you see, Cloud is only a couple slashes away from being ready to nuke out Elena. Yes, we're going to nuke Elena before her grenade goes off. So as you see here, again, I'm switching over to Cloud immediately. That way, or Sephiroth immediately. That way he doesn't get a chance to throw the thunder nuke. It's very important for you to only be doing Ruin Ruz with Sephiroth. And that way, the Cloud is going to be able to do every single fire blow in order to get the ATB or the limit break gauge up to be ready to KO immediately Elena. It's very pivotal. So as you see here, Yuffie is doing the debuff and Cloud ends up getting that Hellfire. That saves us from having to use a whole summon charge, which is huge. It's very huge. As you see, we go and pick this up. There's a couple of things you have to throw on your units. First of all, you need 3 ATB because I don't have the fire sword maxed out. You need to throw an ether on Cloud. That way he can immediately do a fire blow, which is very pivotal to be able to destroy the boss. As you see here, we also throw a fire cocktail. And because we already have the limit breaks filled, we don't need to throw a summon charge up on Cloud. So it's very pivotal for you to do the 3 move on Cloud, which is going to be a fire blow because it's fast. You switch over to Yuffie, you click 2 because that's where I had her fire debuff fan, and you switch over to Sephiroth and you click 4, which is where I have his Sphera. Depends on where you have it, your numbers might change. You can also use the F1 and F2 keys to be switching around your units, and once you master this technique, you're able to do it on command as I'm doing here. And as you see, everything registers. Before the attack registers, we throw Ifrit, and this should be KOing the whole unit. And if you do this strat out properly, you're able to, as you see, the game stops, but your ATB keeps on filling. And that is a juicy free 3 ATB on each unit is delectable. Yum, yum, yum. There's no complaints. We just got just under 71k, which is phenomenal. You guys will see the gear that I did this with after, and it's actually very surprising. A lot of people think that I have everything maxed out. Well, I do have a lot of things maxed out. I don't have everything maxed out. For now, I think I run across the room. I start using items now. So it's very important for you to have the proper HP usage. As you see here, we did have a little bit of extra. I might have been able to get away with just a potion. I don't know. But for now, that was enough. And we don't need anything else. I was thinking about maybe throwing a Thunder Cocktail on Cloud, but I decided against it. And it's a good thing I did too, because you guys will see what happens. Because of the fact that I was able to get all the ATB back, I don't have to worry about the ads here. It's very important for me to get the ATB off with Sephiroth so that he kills the ads so that they can't nuke me after I kill the boss. Because if the ads end up charging up the move all the way up, before the fight is over, the AoE will hit you and they will KO your units, even if you KO'd the boss, and they will end up having 1 HP after. So it's very important for you to have that order correct. So with Cloud, I throw the Fire Blade. Yuffie should do what she has to, so you can ignore her. And Sephiroth, you should be doing a Thundaga AoE to take care of the mobs, okay? It's very important for you to do that in order for you not to get KO'd by them, okay? So as you see here, I did Thunder. I go over to Sephiroth, throw the AoE, go back to Cloud, throw another Thunder, go back to Sephiroth, throw one more AoE so that they can't do what they were trying to do to us. And we go back to Cloud, and Cloud is where we finish it off. And we're going to be able to take out this boss before he tail lasers us. As you see here, I think Yuffie takes him out. Is it Yuffie or Cloud? Yeah, it's Yuffie. Yuffie is able to take it out before. I was actually thinking of switching over and doing a Thunder Blow with Cloud, but Yuffie ended up doing the work that needed to get done, and I'm very happy that she was so ready and prompt to throw out a 3 ATB move. This one was under 70k, but it's okay because I did get a bunch that were over 70k, so they kind of neutralize each other out. So after this, we obviously choose the score bonus, and now we're gonna go over to Yuffie. There's a little bit of prep you have to do before Yuffie. One, you have to make sure that you have over 4,500 HP, and you also want to make sure that you put the proper ATB ethers on Cloud and proper fire buff on Cloud, and you throw 1 summon charge on Cloud as well. Cloud will develop the rest of the summon needed during battle, but it's also very important to throw that ATB on there in order for you to be able to kill the boss that much faster. So as you see here, I'm going to immediately go in with Cloud. We're going to throw the fire attack, which is the Sky Splitter, and then we're immediately going to switch over to, I believe, Sephiroth, and we're going to be doing the AoEs, and Yuffie should be doing the proper move. From what I remember, it was earlier in stream, and I did end up going to work, and I'm recording this video voiceover after work. But if I do remember correctly, the strat is the same, and it's very important during the sigil phase, the other units will try to throw Ruin Rus. So it's very important before they get to the 3 ATB that they have the proper, that you go over to them before the 3 ATB so that they throw the proper attack. I think there's a couple of little minuscule things that I could improve on by changing over to Yuffie and Sephiroth. I think I missed one on each. We'll be able to see it here, but it's very important for you to do the Sky Splitter immediately with Cloud, and then you go to Yuffie and you make sure to do her fire debuff. And then you go over, I don't remember if I immediately went to Sephiroth. I think he ends up doing his AoE. I'm not sure. We'll find out right now. As you see, we throw the fire, we throw the debuff. Sephiroth, we throw the Fira. So we ignore the ads because the limit break will kill the ads. As you see, Cloud did the attack. We queue up Clear Tranquil. We do Shiva and Hellfire. I know a lot of people were suggesting to bring Ramuh, but because Sephiroth has a maxed out build for ice, Shiva does better for this fight. As you see here, this nuke destroys every single ad and leaves Yuffie kind of knocking on the door, ready to get KO'd. As you see here, she's going to do Landscaper, and we're going to survive with just the right amount of health. See, just over 1k each, and that tells me that I'm able to save some ATB. So for next time, as you see, we do Firas, we do Fire Blows, we go back to Cloud, we do the Blazing Strike, we go Sephiroth through 1 Ruinra. Yuffie's about to do 1 Ruinra as well, as you see. That was 1 each, and the Fira kills the boss. So as you see, this wasn't too crazy of a run, and there's still room for improvement, but this is the run that got me the 230k plus score. Or 330k plus score, sorry. So let's go ahead and see what the score gives us. And I believe I misspoke. This gives us the 2.3 million, just over 2.3 million. There is a little bit of room for me to be able to improve. Alrighty, and here we're gonna be going over the build real quick. As you can see, Yuffie does not have maxed out weapons here. They're not even at OB6. The very important 2 pivotal parts for Yuffie are having a good Thunder Blow and having a good Fira Blow. For when she wants to add damage to her stuff, she is able to. Also with this Wind Fan, she has a 30% boost to her lightning attack at the bottom. So it's very important for you to follow these strats in order to be able to maximize your damage. Clear Tranquil was also a very pivotal part in this. You know, a lot of people might suggest maybe taking a different costume, but this costume makes sure that the debuffs stay on for as long as they need to be on. This top material here could have been taken off, and that might actually help with my run, and I might try that in the future to be able to maximize my score more. But for now, these were just enough what was needed. On the back end, yes, these are pretty maxed out weapons in order for her to be hitting a decent amount. I was a little bit over cap with P attack, but it was in order for me to have both the Killer Hornet and the Zidane Sword maxed in order to bring up her attack, as well as the Apocalypse maxed out in order for me to bring more attack, and that helped multiple times, as you saw in battle. Her P attack isn't out of this world as of now. And these are basic. The top one is meant to be a stat stick, but I might be able to actually squeeze out more since I don't need this much HP. So I might be able to do it with a smaller amount of HP. For Cloud, I did have his Garb as well as the Murasame on the offhand and the Sky Splitter only at OB7. So these two specifically are used for primarily for damage, and also they are great stat sticks. As you see, the heal isn't very important in this one, but it's okay. The P attack is what is important. This is one of my best materials here. The P attack, the P defense, and the HP, they all come into play. And this arrow is just for the P attack stat stick down there. As you see on the back end, I did take the maxed out Barrett enemy launcher, the prototype Crimson Blade, and also the Amaranth Claws all maxed out in order for him to have a total of 4,440 with over the amount of HP. There are a little bit of tweaks that I can maybe do in order to eke out a little bit more damage, but I don't think I want to max out that weapon as of now. I don't like taking weapons to OB10 anymore because there is the curse of taking weapons to OB10 and then you get the pluses on them. They are horrible in my opinion. I ended up going with a Ice God Sephiroth. This was actually a pretty important part of the strategy because the bottomless boss is actually weak against ice as well. So this subs out and it helps Sephiroth get that max attack in order to do the proper damage. As you see here, this one is maxed, and this one I ended up taking it to 90 in order for him to be able to do the thunder hits on the proper people, and it also helps with the damage total numbers. As you see, Sephiroth had this one, which is a stat stick, but this one was primarily used in order for him not to do too much damage, and we're able to exploit the limit gauge for my classes. This Fira, while also being a great stat stick, was used primarily on the bottom right fight with Elena and also with the Yuffie fight. Also, I believe on the top left fight, it was pretty pivotal, but I think for that fight, I did end up doing the AoE first. And this one is just a straight up stat stick. If you see on the back end of Sephiroth, I ended up using the Heavy Hauser, the Umbrella, and I ended up using this one for HP and the Lightning Potency. This Lightning Potency is actually pretty important so that he is able to nuke people with this one. As you see, it is only OB7. I didn't invest any extra into these, but these are the people that I was able to use it with. One last final glance. This is the winning team here, and I appreciate you guys for being here with me today. And I hope you guys have a great rest of your day and good luck on your guys' journey. I will be posting other separate videos for both the normal run and the very hard run so that you guys are able to maximize your numbers. So stay tuned for those videos. Remember guys, play the game the way it's right for you and have a great rest of your day.